Hi, this is Wiz Watson, and my goal is to empower you. Let's look at the coordinate plane. We sometimes call that the XY plane. It will help if you know already how to plot points on a number line. This is a number line. What would happen if we crossed two number lines at this point 0? What we would get is something that looks like this. We call this the coordinate plane or the XY plane. And remember, they cross at the point 0. What if we plotted points on our number line? If I was just using a number line, I would say the following 5 points from left to right are -8, -3, 0, 6, and 10. But in the XY plane, they take on two values. To visualize an XY plane, consider your desktop as a flat surface, and those arrows indicate that that surface goes on to infinity. The XY plane doesn't end at ±12 as you see in the X direction and Y direction, but instead those arrows indicate that this XY plane goes on to infinity. And so these values that would normally have one value on a number line, they now have two values, an X and a Y value. And we identify those values as the ordered pairs X, Y. So this first value from the left, -8, that's just going to be, we have an X value of a -8, but the Y value is along the point 0. So that's -8, 0. And the same thing with the next value. It's -3, 0. And the next one is 0, where X and Y are both 0, 0, 0. The next one, X is 6, Y is 0, 6, 0. And the next one would be 10, where X is 10 and Y is 0, 10, 0. I know some of you are still struggling with this concept, but no worries. We're going to zoom in and take a closer look. So if I look at this point 2, point number 2, how did I come up with the value of X and Y? Well, I see the point where it crosses X, and I see the point where it crosses Y. And where it connects is my ordered pair X, Y. So for number 2, that would be the point. The first is the X point, -5, and the second is the Y point, 4. And so that's how I arrive at that ordered pair, -5, 4. So feel free to pause the video and solve the rest. I have this first point, number 1, that's a -8, 11. Number 3, I start with X, so X goes out to -2, -4. Then this next point, -10, -9. The next point, X is 3, Y is 3, 3. Next point, X is 4, Y is -7. Next point, X is 10, Y is -3. And the next point, X is 7, Y is 10. And the next point, X is 10, Y is 6. And that's the point 10, 6. And as always, you check your answers. And what I found out is that for number 1, I made a mistake there. And that is actually the point -7, 11. And we can do the same thing in reverse. If I've given some points X, Y, I can plot those points on the XY plane. If I look at the first problem, I have -3, 1. The first value is the X value of -3. I go out to where -3 is, go up 1. So that's the point -3, 1. So feel free to pause the video and plot the remaining points. Number 2, I have the point 6, -6, which is here. Plot it and label it 6, -6. 0, 0, that is what we call the origin. That's right in the middle of 0, 0. I have the point -9, -1. And that's here, -9, -1. And I have the point -3, -4. And that's here. And that's the point -3, -4. And for additional practice, you can plot the remaining ordered pairs 6 through 10. So that's the coordinate plane, the XY plane, and the points that you put on the coordinate plane are called ordered pairs. I'd like to reveal one of the secrets that I use. Stay one step ahead of the competition. What I would do would be I would practice, and I would practice ASAP, which you should do now. The best time to practice these concepts is when you learn them. If you practice ASAP, it takes far less time to understand the concepts and far less time to practice them. Big advantage over the student who waits for hours or even days to attempt these concepts. So hopefully this video was helpful to you. Please like, subscribe, share, and support.